Afternoon, Stephen Casely, Director of Distributed Energy from NAREC. I think the good news is that there's a fantastic upbeat feeling about the meeting. The even better news is that One North East also fund us to do other stuff apart from wind and marine, which is the part that I'm involved with, which is distributed energy. So it's basically looking at how can you generate energy locally, how do you create a market for that, and things like the feed-in tariff will create a market whereby there's a whole opportunity for plumbers, electricians, roofing contractors to get themselves retrained to actually fit these new technologies. It's always been a bit of a catch-22 because they couldn't afford to take people off the road who were earning money to put them on a training course. But I think if the market's created and then there's a demand there, then the actual installer companies will actually then, they can afford to take the people off, have them trained to go and fit these new technologies. So I think there's a fantastic opportunity with distributed energy.
Okay, and Jenny Saunders.
Hi, I'm Chief Exec of what is a small, medium-sized business. We just happen to be a charity as well, and we run a subsidiary not-for-profit company called Warm Zones, and I guess for us, we see our contribution to delivering a low-carbon economy by also tackling social need and social deprivation in our region. So over the years, our Warm Zones have helped over 400,000 properties in the region. With the support of the local authorities, we've managed to also help maximise people's incomes. So there's about £40 million a year more circulating in the economy through energy savings, as Greg alluded to. Very important for those people living in our region to know what the future brings. And I think my observation is that the focus, quite rightly, is on some of these big, exciting new ventures. But the Cinderella is quite often forgotten. What we need to do now is prepare people for the big change that they'll see in their energy bills, because they're only going to keep going up. And we can do that through some of our the testing of these technologies once they've come out of the labs, once they've been through NAREC, once companies have developed their products. We're trialling them in people's homes in the northeast, in Berwick as well. We've got some in Sunderland, because how people use them depends very much what we'll get out of them. We won't get the carbon savings that people expect unless we inform and improve the knowledge of the people who are going to be using these small-scale products. And I think that whilst we're helping every year reduce emissions by 130,000 tonnes in our region through the Warm Zones initiative, there's potential for us to do a lot more through some of these new, smaller and exciting microgeneration products.
And finally, Sir Alan Beath, of course, a familiar figure in this region, Liberal Democrat MP. He's here in body, it should be said. We're going to have later on in Pixels Simon Hughes as well. Alan Beath.
Thought of a pixelated Simon Hughes intrigues me. But I'm the Liberal Democrat Member of Parliament for Berwick-on-Tweed, which actually is a lot of Northumberland, including just the edge of the Alcan site that was mentioned earlier as having such possibilities for carbon capture and storage. I wanted actually to comment on what Greg said, mainly because I agreed with almost everything he said, which is doesn't always happen with me and Conservatives. But I think looking ahead politically, there are certain things that are going to be very important to everything that's been talked about today if we are to achieve what we want to do. And most of it will be achieved by business, by entrepreneurs. But a number of things are vital. One is positive engagement with Europe, both in terms of attracting funds for projects, including carbon capture and storage, and standard setting, so that all countries are having to meet the standards that force them to go into technology. And we can't afford to be distancing ourselves from Europe at this stage. Then the role of a regional development body like One North East, which isn't constructed ideally as we as Liberal Democrats would like it, but if we didn't have it, we really would have to invent it, because much of what's happened so far has been helped and stimulated by One North East. And along with that, I think we need the capacity to move money around, which London has and Wales has and Scotland has, and say we want to spend more of the region's money on this rather than that, because it's vital to the prosperity we see getting through this kind of development. I think the state has a role, and I was very interested in Greg talking about that, because one of the reasons we don't have nuclear power stations, and I'm not a great fan of them, is that a previous Conservative government introduced a market-based energy system in which anyone could have built a nuclear power station, particularly on an existing site where planning wouldn't have been a problem. but in market terms, it just wasn't a viable investment. But actually, the state is having to promote renewables and does have to have a strategy in the future. And then I think we've also got to, and this is particularly apparent with the newspapers the last couple of weeks, we have got to stop people getting distracted from the fact that our principal energy supplies are running out and that we will do ourselves terrible damage if we keep on expanding the greenhouse gas emissions that we have. And all the mistakes that some scientists have made in what they've done and what they've presented do not take away from that fact. But there are still quite a lot of climate deniers around. And I credit Greg and David Cameron for trying to change a lot of their party's stance on green issues. But I do think they've still got a problem. I read the other day that when 144 Tory candidates were polled about energy and carbon issues, they put the issues 19th out of 19. We've actually got to, if we want to win this investment for the North, we've got to keep people recognising that this matters.